Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into the Cigar Vixen channel. Today I'm going to be lighting up this beautiful Villiger 1888. The original release of this cigar was back in 2009. It was to commemorate 120 years of Villiger cigars, and this is a beautiful blend. They've actually repackaged it, came up with a brighter, shinier, more appealing band, very eye-catching, and it comes in a beautiful red lacquered box that's true to the Villiger colors of red, white, and black. So very, very eye-catching, very sleek. As always with any of the Villiger cigars, they're very sexy. They're eye-appealing. They grab your attention. They're very sleek, something that I really appreciate behind the band itself and the brand. So this particular cigar remains the same. It was originally blended by Heinrich Villiger himself. And let's get into it a little bit more. So the wrapper itself is an Ecuadorian wrapper, and it has Mexican binder and Dominican and Nicaraguan fillers. It comes in 5 different sizes, and the best part is the price point is only about $5.50 to about $8.50 depending on the size and location, of course. So it's a really good value for the stick that you're getting with the amount of flavors that are coming forth and the beautiful construction that it has. So all that being said, let's go ahead and light it up. It is pretty to look at. That Ecuadorian wrapper has a nice light sheen to it. It's a little bit of veins, but very pretty. Has a bit of a woodsy element to it on that pre-lit draw. Right away, it's warm and toasty. It gets you with that nice inviting aroma and flavor. It's very mild. It has a creaminess to it. Very, very mild on the woodsy flavor that's in the background, more along the lines of an aged cedar. There's kind of a cinnamon, spicy sweetness mixed into it as well, which is going very nicely with that aged cedar element. It's a really good pairing. And again, that aroma is just very pleasant. There's also a little hint of a cacao type of that bitter type of chocolate, very mild on that, but you get a little bit of that in there as well. And now that I said that, I'm starting to get a little bit of a black pepper. Again, all very mild on those flavors, but you get a little hint of that kind of on the finish. But off to a really good start. And as always, I'm going to smoke it down more and check back in with you for the second third. So a little bit past the halfway point on the Villiger 1888. Right now, it's a combination, again, of the similar flavors that were present in the first third, but there's been a little bit of an introduction of some anise and a different type of spice. I can't quite pinpoint it, but it's something kind of white pepper, in between like a white pepper and even still a little bit of the cinnamon type of sweeter spice, but there's a little kick of something in there. I'll have to keep smoking it till I can really identify what that is. But again, a little bit of notes of the anise, and then still with the peppers, still with the cedar. It's very mild. It's on the higher end of mild, but it's not quite at that medium level as far as the strength is concerned. And the flavors are following suit with that as well. So, but overall it's enjoyable. So I'm going to continue to smoke it down a little bit more and check back in with you for the final third to see if anything changes. So I figured out that spice I was trying to identify in that last little bit. It was thyme. And the reason I got that is, one, I cook a lot, so I always identify different spices and things. But it reminded me, I mean, it had a little bit of a bitterness to it, not in a bad way, but it just had that kind of, versus the sweeter spices or those earthier spices, it had more of that bitter, floral even. Even little bits of juniper. Sounds really odd, but you just get something different from this smoke, not your traditional palette of flavors. So good. As far as the construction, presentation, and price point, it definitely makes this a good cigar. It's not my favorite out of the Villiger line, but it is well worthy of grabbing a few and stocking up your humidor with them. Again, for the price point, you can't beat it. It's made very well. Construction wasn't an issue at any point, didn't have to touch it up at all. And it did have those different flavor characteristics. I could actually see putting this with a gin, and it's hard to find a cigar that I think that you can pair well with any sort of gin. So this one I would actually put that because of those different little notes that were in there, that thyme, that juniper that kind of sneaks up. And again, all of those flavors that I mentioned are very mild. It's not that you're getting an overpowering dose of that. It's just subtle. But it's nice. It's a nice change of pace for things. So I do encourage you to try it out for yourself, and I love to hear your feedback and your thoughts. And as always, I thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.